Hey, this your girl, Miss Yella Diva. I'm bringing you another episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 4. Drop it like it's hot. 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 Anyway, if you're new here, welcome. We do read reviews here. This is the Diva Nation, okay? And if you're returning, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. All right, give me a thumbs up, like and share and comment and subscribe to my channel. And we will begin. All right. So, of course, I always have news before I do my reviews, and the review came out. Well, this is news that came out allegedly. Okay, they showed Stacey's contract with TJ, where she did say she is going to give him 50% of all her earnings from the Real Housewives of Potomac, okay? And it's signed by Stacey, if that's Stacey's signature, okay? So, okay, yeah. So, yes, child. So Stacey, we'll see, because Stacey's on the other things, trying to get Gizelle and trying to talk about her, but we're gonna see. Anyway, so they're on a Sprinter van going to the Preakness, okay, and so Kay's still mad about that chin check situation. Remember last episode where Stacey was like, I don't want to get chin check Kay, because you the one that can do it. So she's still mad about that chin check statement. So she was just like, Stacey, stop touching me, trying to be a child, your hair touching me. And so then Gizelle was like, yeah, Stacey, you are a toucher. And so when they get to Preakness and stuff like that, Kay hands out $20 bills to everybody, because Greg gave her a stack of 20s, to the bet on the horses. So she gave everybody a $20 bill, but they had to drop it like it's hot, twerk with it and stuff like that. Shake what their mama gave them and stuff like that. Shake what your mama gave you. Yeah. Stacey. She ain't a good dancer. I don't know what she was doing. Okay? But she gave her a 20 anyway, because, And Wendy just laughing, just like, So, Angel looked irritated with the ladies, okay? Angel's a Pisces. She can't hide it. She can't hide it. If you irritated, you irritated, and she a March Pisces. So if you irritated, you irritated, and she can't hide her irritation. Okay, I'm the same way. Okay? I'm a March Pisces too. Listen, I'm the same way. You can't hide it. Okay, but she looked irritated with the women, but Angel, you gonna get it together, okay? You gonna learn how to be fake and phony like the rest of them. like the rest of them, okay? You gonna learn that trait. You gonna learn how to turn it on and turn it off, okay? I believe in you, and I believe that you gonna come back with come back the next season stunting on these hoes like Wendy did, okay? So I believe in you, girl, especially since you're a Pisces. So I already know. Okay. Anyway, so Wendy tells Gizelle, because she get up, Angel gets up first and walks away. And so Wendy tells Gizelle, like, mention my name to Angel and she'll talk about me for 7 minutes. I said, damn, girl. And so Wendy was like, well, we went to school together, but I heard she didn't graduate. Okay, I don't even know what the problem is. I mean, she doing fine now. Okay, but um, yeah. So she was like, "Yeah, I heard that she ain't graduate. I don't see what the problem is." Anyway, so they eat. Ashley gets a date. Okay, Ashley. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. That's hot. Okay. Go, Ashley. Okay, she got a little date. Okay. He was like, "Can I take you out for a minute?" I said, "Okay, Ashley. Okay." So Stacey asked Gizelle, "Well, did you have a boyfriend?" And Gizelle was like, "No, I'm single." And so Gizelle said, "Angel has somebody for me." Okay, girl. Okay. Good for you. Okay. And so everybody was like, well, is he bald? Is he chocolate? And she was like, yeah, yes, he is. She was like, and he's an amazing guy, because Gizelle got a type. They got to be bald and chocolate, okay. And I think that's what she's attracted to, but I don't think that I don't think that is the only men she would date, but that seems to be the ones she's attracted to. I get it. I'm attracted to bald chocolate men too, so I'm not mad. I think that's what I think you're attracted to your opposite. She light skinned, I'm light skinned, so I'm attracted to bald um, chocolate men too. Okay, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. My baby daddy bald and chocolate. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, so uh so Ashley trying to, stir the pot. She said, well, when I called to invite Wendy and Gizelle over to my house, Tia, you called me rude. Okay, so what happened was Gizelle got a phone call when they were in that I want to say the dressing room, but it's not that in that store where Angel, Tia, Wendy, and Gizelle were, and that's when Angel was like, if she said chin check is gonna be a problem and everything like that, and then she ain't had that smoke for her at the table, yeah. So Ashley had called also and to invite Wendy and Gizelle over to her house to have fun or whatever. And so Tia was like, well, that's rude that she ain't invite nobody else. And so that's what she was saying. So she was just like, Tia was like, well, it was just tongue in cheek, She was just like, because we were all there and you ain't invite everybody. You just invited Wendy and Gizelle. And so Kate was like, well, what is tongue in cheek? Because, that's foreign to a lot of American folks. She was just like, tongue in cheek is not serious. It's not that deep and things like that. So somebody said, like, chin check. And so Tia was like, chin check is a little aggressive. Tongue in cheek is not aggressive. It's not shady. But chin check is a little aggressive. And so she was just like, but Ashley was like, well, you said my stuff was tongue in cheek. She was like, yeah. She was like, it's tongue in cheek. It's not shade. Keep up. That's Tia. Keep up, Ashley. So, and Ashley was like, well, it's inadvertently shady. And so Tia was like, she said, keep up, Ashley. She was like, if I wanted to call you rude, I would have told you to your face, you are rude. I know that's right. So Jassi arrives, honey. Jassi, woo, Jassi, honey, Jassi. Okay. So Jassi arrived. She goes around the table. She was just like, you a wag, I'm a wag to Angel. Then she um, said, this is the Nigerian princess and Tatia and stuff like that. So then she sat at the table. So Angel was like, what position does Darius play? She was like, a linebacker. And so then Angel was like, yes, my man, he was a tackle starter for 10 years. He was a tackle starter for 10 years. Okay, hooray. And so Wendy was like, "Oh, a tackle starter." Okay. So they go watch the race. Ashley and Kay. Ashley asked Kay, "Does she have a problem with Jassi?" She said, "Cause your mood changed when she came around." But here's the thing, though, her mood changed, but when Jassi started talking about her wedding, talking about, yeah, I got all my RSVPs and everything like that, and she was just like, so, I just need time for my girls. Kay was all in it. Her face was all like, oh, okay. So I was just like, I don't think her mood changed. I think, that Ashley making up stuff. But anyway. Kay said, I heard that Wendy told me that Jassi had a problem with me. And so she said she had a problem with me and Stacey. Okay, that's what Wendy told me. So they confront Wendy. Wendy was like, the first lady is here. Hold on, let's keep it classy. So the first lady didn't want to be shown on Potomac, so they blurred her out. But they gave her a hug and stuff like that. And so Jassi was like, she said, well, this is the first I've heard of it. And so Wendy said, when it's back with this NAACP mess. And she was just like, who's going to the NAACP? And so she was just like, Kay. And so, what's her name? Jassi was like, okay. And so she was like, so I just thought something was there. I was just like, I didn't think nothing was there, but Wendy thought something was there. So she told Kay that she had a problem with her and Stacey. I don't know. I don't know where Stacey come in at anyway. But then Jassi was like, Wendy was just being messy. Okay. And she looked at her like she was just being messy. And so Kay was like, well, listen, I ain't got to lie. And so then Jassi was like, she said, well, I know you going through a lot of things with Greg. She said, but don't take it out on me. Kay face was like this. I know you going through a lot of things with Greg. Okay. But don't take it out on me. And so then she was just like, but she said, but I know you do a lot of bit of lying. She was like, and you married a man who had 2 kids on you. Jassi face like, her face wasn't cool either. Then Stacey gonna say, that's too low. No, it's not. Listen. Jassi started it. Okay, she started it with Greg. Listen, you can't. Okay, she started it. She finished it. Okay, so you can't be mad. You can't be mad. But then Jassi started, because Wendy was like, okay, Jassi, let's go this way. So Jassi like, it's you in a rough spot anyway, cause you got that little condo, and what she say, and so, you got that little condo, and he ain't even paid for it. Damn, y'all. Golly. Emotional, damn it. Okay. These motherfuckers is going off. So, and then Tia was like, "Oh no, is she coming to the island with us?" She was like, "Cause I like her energy." Talking about Jassi, is she coming to the island with us? I know that's right. I like her energy. Gizelle was like, I hadn't decided yet. I ain't decided. And so Kay was like, that is not for me. Because, it was Kay, Tia, and Gizelle and Angel standing over there. She was like, don't invite her because she is not for me. And Angel was like, bring Sharice. I like her. Bring Sharice. Okay? So... Oh my God. Okay. All right. So, the next scene, everybody packing for the trip. And they meet at the airport. Jassi is there now. Jassi is there. and Kay. Surprise, motherfucker. Okay, there it is. But Jassi has to sit back in economy because I think they just bought the ticket. Okay. They just bought the ticket. So she got to sit back in economy while everybody else is first class. Hey, she got there. I ain't mad at her. I'd have sat back in economy anyway. She said the champagne is the same as it is in first class. I know that's right, girl. She had a little mask on. She had her little eye patches on. Hey, hey, I'm not mad at her, child. I'd have went to free trip. Okay. So, so they get to the island of St. Kitts because they have to go to the island of St. Kitts. Then they have to take a boat to Nevis because Nevis don't have an airport. So they got to take a boat to Nevis. Okay. So, they arrived. They had to wait for Jassi, and Jassi was all the way back in economy, and they had to wait for her. But the Ashley was like, "What's your goals for this trip?" And so the goal for the trip, Angel's goal for the trip, is for everybody to get to know her better. Okay, everybody get to know. I need for you to go into your phony bag, Angel, and represent for Pisces, okay? Go into your phony bag, okay? Okay? Because you got to be phony when you're on reality TV, okay? You got to be phony. You ain't got to be fake, but you do have to be phony, okay? Because you do have to deal with these people on the regular basis. So you just got to be phony, and you got to, actually, interact with these people and act like it don't bother you on your face, okay? That's what you got to do. You got to act like it don't bother you on your face. So you got to be phony, but you cannot. You ain't got to be fake because we don't do fake that well, okay? But then of course Angel got a camouflage bag. Angel, you ain't representing right now. You're not representing. But so Tia stuck it in her bag, and everybody was like, "Why you bring an empty bag?" I'm with Tia. Listen, so I can acquire stuff. I got to get some souvenirs, and she got some kids. You got to get some souvenirs, some T-shirts, or whatever. I have to acquire stuff. Let me tell you one time, I went to Canal Street, in New York. I went to Canal Street. I bought so many purses. I had to buy a suitcase on Canal Street to get these suitcases back to Atlanta. Okay, I had to buy a bag. I had to buy a suitcase. Okay, to get to haul all these purses and all these souvenirs and all this stuff that I bought on Canal Street. These shoes, I had some Beats, I had some Uggs, some purses, wallets, everything. I had to buy a suitcase on Canal Street so I can haul all this stuff back to Atlanta. Okay, so I understand, Tia, to get you a bag that don't have a lot in it. I understand. If you going somewhere and you need some souvenirs, yeah, I got you. I feel you. So Tia stuck it in her bag. So Wendy asked, because they put some they put some champagne, so everybody popped champagne, and then they put some hors d'oeuvres and stuff on the table. So some meatballs, and so Wendy was like, "Stacey, do you suck balls?" And she was just like, "Meatballs?" And she was like, "No, dick." She said, "No, dick." And so then she was just like, Stacey was like, I never had that encounter. Can I put my balls in your jaw? Your jaw. Balls in your jaw. Can I? She said, I never had that encounter. And then Gizelle was like, "That's why you divorced?" I know, that's right. And Jassi was like, "Probably." Oh. And so she was just like, "Well, am I supposed to do that?" And so Gizelle was like, "You down there?" Oh, that was a funny scene. That was a funny scene. She was just like, and Stacey's face was like, I was like, "Girl, you down there? That's the reason why you divorced."
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Okay.
And my day is ruined.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so they pop another bottle of champagne when they get on the boat. And yeah, so they I'm sorry, that's my niece calling me. They pop another bottle of champagne. And so Gizelle was like, yeah, because they got on the boat. She said, "Some people didn't want you to come on the trip." And so Angel, and so she was like, Angel and Kay, she was like, "They didn't want you to come on the trip. They wanted me to bring Sharice instead." And so Angel was like, she said, "I did want you to bring Sharice." She was like, "But I don't think that I didn't want you to bring, I don't think I said I didn't want, I didn't want Jassi to come." But then Kay was like, "Well, I don't want to be fake and phony for that reason." And so Jassi was like, "Well, you don't want to be fake and phony." She's like, "So what you said about Wendy?" She was like, "If you don't want to be fake and phony, you said something about Wendy 6 months ago." And everybody was like, "Oh, uh-oh." So Wendy in the confessional was like, "Oh, so Kay is talking about me." She was just like, "I haven't talked about her at all behind her back, but she's talking about me behind mine. She's a bad friend." So Tia was like, "Well," so they go back and forth. And so Tia and Ashley was like, "Can y'all fill in the blanks? Because we confused over on this side of the table. Can you fill in the blanks?" So Wendy was like, "Well, we had no issues 6 months ago. And then Kay was like, yeah, we did. I was like, oh, okay. And so she was like, but if I heard you talking about me, 6 months ago, I would be very hurt. And Kay was like, yeah, you should be. I was like, Kay, you is fired up. You is fired up. And Kay was like, she was like, you need to, let me teach you a thing or two. And so Wendy was like, are you talking to Jassi? And so she was like, no, I ain't talking to her because she don't even exist. And so Jassi was like, oh, these hoes is mad. These hoes is mad. And so Kay was like, who a hoe? And she was just like, Kay was like, you the side chick. God damn, y'all. God damn. And so Jassi was like, I've never been a side chick. I am a fiance. That is something you will never be. I said, oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's something you will never be. And so Kay was like, yeah, I'll never be that. She was just like, because I wouldn't want that shit. I said, God damn. She said, I wouldn't want that shit. God, shit. And so Gizelle was like, time out. Flag on the play. She didn't say flag on the play, but that's what I said. Flag on the play, child. So, Gizelle said, Angel, are you okay with Jassi? And so, but then, Angel said, yeah, she's okay with Jassi. She was just like, I can be her friend. But then Wendy was like, well, you said your man was a starter for 10 years. You said your man was a starter for 10 years. Was that a dig at Jassi's man? And so, she was just like, Angel was like, listen, if there is a commitment to misunderstanding me, just let me know. Okay. She was like, cause I didn't mean it that way, but if you want to misunderstand me, then that's fine. So, she said, I just knew Jassi was a wag and that's it. Okay. And then production and confessionals asking Angel, is that what she say? Angel trying to be messy, talking about, so Angel, so you basically saying that Jassi's fiance is a bench warmer. I said that rude. Okay. So Angel was like, listen, all of the men on the team is a special part of the team. She basically gave a politically correct statement, because even if he a bench warmer, which he could be, I think he is. Okay. It's fine, okay, long as he still got a team. Okay, he ain't gonna make that money. He gonna make as much money as the starter, but he gonna when they need him, he gotta go in the game. Okay, so, but this production asked this shit anyway. So Stacey asked Angel, "Can you be friends with somebody who's not friends with Kay?" And so she was like, yeah, I can be friends with people that's not getting along with Kay. And so she was just like, because we need to know if, if you're here for us or if you just here for Kay. I get it. All right. So they just go on the top of the boat and twerk. And Stacey still can't twerk. Stacey still can't twerk, honey. It's bad up at the top. And Wendy's still laughing at her. Anyway, so they get to the 4 seasons. Angel and Gizelle are sharing, not Angel. Ashley and Gizelle are sharing a what they call them, a suite, not a suite, guest house. It's a guest house. And then Tia is in the au pair quarters at their guest house. Okay. And then she put Jassi, Wendy, and Stacey in the other guest house, and then Angel and what's that child name? Angel and Kay are sharing the other guest house. Okay, now they have all so. Everybody has a robe with a monogram. Jassi, Wendy, Angel, Kiarna. Everybody's got all of those. And they have a makeup bag with their initial on there too. Plus they have a little note written by Gizelle and everything like that. Including Jassi, who was late to the party. You know, she invited her late, so that's why she was in economy. Including Jassi has a monogram robe and the monogram thing. The only person who has no monogram on the robe or on her makeup bag is Stacey. Is Stacey, okay?
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
Okay.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Okay. Stacey has nothing on her robe and has nothing on her on her makeup bag, okay? But Jassi has one, and she was late to the party. Plus a note. Stacey has no note that's blank. Robe that's blank, and the makeup bag is blank. I ain't mad at it. Listen, I ain't mad at it. That's what it is. That was funny, Gizelle. That was funny, okay? Me and you the same age, though. Okay. That was a good one. That was a good one, okay? So then Angel and Kay is in their little guest house, right? So Angel. Now I don't like this part. I don't like that part, okay? I don't like that part. She gonna say that no one greeted her when she came to the airport. Of course, they show this beautiful beam footage of everybody greeting her when she came to the airport. So I don't like this on you, Angel. You done already got caught in 2 lies. Okay, if she chin checked you, it's gonna be a problem. Okay, and now nobody greeted you in the airport, and they showed the beautiful beam footage of everybody greeting you. Come on.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Come on, March Pisces. Okay, I'm already going back and forth with Tamar Braxton, who's a March Pisces. Okay, I don't need to go back and forth with you, Angel, with the lying. Okay, with the lying. You know you don't like liars. I know I don't like liars. Don't make me disown you. We'll put you at an arm's length like I do Tamar. Don't have me put you at an arm's length. Anyway, so they get ready for dinner. Tia calls her son right home. She said, Or she called her daughter because her daughter's birthday is tomorrow or whatever, and she, she gonna miss the birthday. And so she was like, take good pictures, and she was like, have a good birthday. I love you, I love you. So then she called her son, she put him on the phone, because he texted her earlier that he wanted to be adopted and he wanted to lead a family. So he 11. He said, so she said, Nathaniel, why do you want to be adopted? Why do you want to leave me? He said, I hate this family, bro. I said, oh, he put bro in it. I said, oh, okay. Okay. I hate this family, bro. Okay. They make me clean up all the time. They ain't clean up for me on my birthday. He said, I just want to relax. I wanted a chance to relax at home. Okay. So Tia was like, she said, and so she was just like, well, if you get adopted, then I won't see you when I come home. And so, and that's a shame, because my son was just calling me when you heard mommy. My son was just calling me. I'm sorry. She said, but if you get adopted, she said, then then I won't see you, and I gotta see you every day. She said, but you ain't seeing me now. He was like, yes, but I'm gonna see you on Sunday. She said, so don't get adopted before Sunday. That's how you do it to you. She said, don't get adopted before Sunday, okay? He said, I don't want to be in this family, bro, okay? So then, they had dinner. Stacey wanted to order the catch of the day. And they say it's wahoo. And she was like, is that a fish? Yes. Who the fuck? What up?
You stupid.
The Tia was like, no, we caught it in the jungle. Well, of course it's a catch of the day. So then Stacey asked Kay, were they back together? And Kay said yes. And so then she said, yeah, we chit-chatted a little bit. Kay said that to Stacey. We chit-chatted a little bit. She said, and then you asked, some stuff about Angel. And so Angel was like, well, you can ask me you can ask me anything about myself. And so, but then Tia was like, well, I rarely see, and she was talking to Angel, I really rarely see you and Wendy talk. And so Gizelle was like, yeah, they went to school together. And I think Gizelle was trying to bring up that she didn't graduate, but I think they moved on to another thing. And so Angel said, I felt attacked in Kay's house. And Wendy was like, well, I felt attacked too. She said, I just asked you a simple question. She was like, and now you making me out to be the villain. And Gizelle said, then she changed the subject. She was like, well, let's talk about social media. She said, I saw a pic of Tia, but then I saw a pic of you, and she was just like, you ain't look like yourself. She said, I thought I was catfish or something. You ain't look like yourself. So, Angel said, I took this picture a little while ago. There was no filters. And so, Tia said, well, she also had a baby, 18 months ago too. And I said, yeah, I got that, honey, But I think there was some filters, but anyway, she was also looks like 50 to 70 pounds lighter too. So that's probably the reason why, but her face looks the same. That picture and Angel's face looks the same. Okay. We still see that scar from that cleft lip surgery and stuff like that. So it looks the same. She just was like 50 to 70 pounds lighter. That's all. But Angel in the confessional said, listen, she said there's some women laughing that went on the plastic surgery table to look like the IG filters and, to look like somebody else. Okay. And I guess she was pointing at, she was thinking about Wendy, because she had a glow up, from the first season to from her first season to her second season. She got a bunch of plastic surgery. She got, and she got a butt job and a breast and, and a nose and all, so, I mean, it is what it is. You about to glow up too. So we gonna see. So, but Wendy asked Kiarna, she was just like, you asked Angel if she even liked me, and so she was like, so that exposed both of y'all. And so Angel was like, well, what did that expose? And she said, and Gizelle was like, well, it's exposed that y'all have conversations about us, about this table, to both to yourselves. Anyway, Tia was like, well, long as we are open to moving forward, that's all that matters. So Wendy said, Gizelle, you did a good job with, giving us all notes and monogram robes and monogram makeup bags. She was like, but I didn't see Stacey's. I didn't see one for Stacey. And so Gizelle said, yeah, because I don't know who Stacey is. I don't know. I don't know this person. She was like, this is not the same person that we had last season. And so she was like, so I've been confused. So I didn't put her name and stuff on her, and I ain't give her a note. She was like, you were supposed to not get a note at all. She said, but you got a blank note. So then Stacey said, well, what about your man? Your man Sean, who played for the NFL. And so Jassi was like, come on, Wade. And so she shows her phone and stuff. She was like, so stop playing. Stacey got little balls and stuff. Stop playing. And so Gizelle was like, that's a date. I just went on a date with him. And so Kiarna was like, is that part of your tribe? Because apparently she got like 4 men a part of the tribe. So she was just like, she said, but Ashley said, I met him. And we went on, they went on a couple dates. He was like, I met him. She was like, he got a little Fendi, when they met, he had a little Fendi shirt on, and he came to Gizelle correct and stuff like that. So, yeah. So she said, but then Ashley was like, well, she said, but how many people went on a date with NFL players? Raise your hand. So they raised their hand, and so Stacey, and then Ashley was like, Stacey, you ain't been on a date with an NFL player. And Stacey was doing something else that she wasn't even listening to Ashley. And so she was like, yeah, my friend said that you was inquiring about a NFL player. And so she was like, this NFL player that we all know. And so she was just like, Ashley was like, yeah, he played for the Redskins and everything like that. So Wendy was like, oh my God. And then she was like, you wanted to date Chris Samuels. So that's what the end of the episode was. Anyway, give me a thumbs up. Like and share and subscribe to my channel. It is to be continued next week. And comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.